Hey y'all, it's K Divine. I want to start doing a series a little bit going forward on some things that I think are that I've learned in my journey, and I want to see if I can help some other people on their journey. And this is we're gonna be discussing things about how to tell if someone's not really your friend, how to tell if your coworkers don't like you, things of that nature. But today in this video, I want to talk about 5 ways to know that your friend isn't really your friend. Number one, they're not really interested in you, or they don't ask about you. And what I mean by that is, in reciprocal relationships, there's an equal give and take. And when you're with people constantly, and you need to take a step back and think about, like, when's the last time my best friend asked me about what was going on with me? Or why is it that it seems like every time I start a new project, or every time I'm venturing off into doing something else, that they don't seem very interested? I try to talk to them about what's new with me, and they kind of just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, they don't really care about what you got going on. That's how you know that friend doesn't really like you, and that they're really not your friend. I think it goes to show, like, some people be in close proximity to you because they like to have access to you. And I've said this before, like, sometimes people like having access to you because of the benefits that you bring. You might be somebody who cooks a lot, and they like that they can get free food around you. Or you might have some sort of like some level of status, or you might be like a hot commodity around your town, and when you go places, you get in for free, and they know that they can be around certain people and energies too, and they come with you because they gonna get in free with you, but they gotta pay if they go by themselves. So they'll try to get in tight with you so that you can help them get to what they trying to do. Sorry, my phone is acting funny. It's turning. So yeah, they're not interested in you. They don't ask about you. They're not really concerned about the things that you got going on. They're not interested in what you're doing with your life. They just kind of there, and most of the time they be talking about themselves. And as soon as the conversation switches over to you, they tune it out. It's like radio silence for them. They're like, oh, okay. How they want you to be so interactive with their life. But as soon as it's yours, it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, cool, yeah. They're not even listening. They don't even care. All right, let's go on to number 2. They only call you when they need something, or to emotionally dump on you. It's one or the other usually. I've had several friends in my past that would rarely ever like call me unless it was like they needed something, like that friend that only ever calls you when they need a ride. That friend that only ever calls you when they're breaking up with their boyfriend for the 117th time. The friend that only calls you when they are late on one of their bills, and they know that you will help them get the rest of that money, regardless if they pay you back or not. That I'm not really concerned about that. That's between you and that person. But if it's like every week, every month, every couple of months, they got some sort of money issue, and you're the only person that they call, and it's like, especially if y'all aren't really that close, like you're friends, but you're not cool like that to where you would loan somebody money or something like that, like, or they don't call you enough, or y'all don't hang out enough for you to really be giving this person money, that type of stuff. Like, those people aren't really your friends. I used to have an ex, like, after we broke up, we were like cool on and off for like years, and it was only because I just didn't want to lose him as a person in my life, because I really had a lot of feelings for him still. But he would never call me to really check in on me. He would really he would only check in to see like where I was, like, whether I was like in a relationship or not, because then if I was, then he would try to sabotage it. And then it's like, if I wasn't, then he would try to sneak, his little, like, oh, the potential of us getting back together type of deal. And I always left the door open for him until like, a couple of years ago. But he would only call me, like, there was times where we would go long periods of time without talking. And then all of a sudden I'd get a phone call from him like, hey, I'm going to be getting to the Ann Arbor train station tonight. Can you take me home? And home was in Flint, which was an hour away from Ann Arbor. And it's like, and I did it. I got off work at 11:30 at night in Belleville and ran over to the Amtrak train station in Ann Arbor, and I was smiling because this shit's so funny to me now. But I ran over there to go get him and take him back home to Flint, and then drive myself back home. Actually, no, I didn't. Wait, yes, I did. I did this twice. So I did it twice. One night he stayed with me, and one night I took him straight there and drove myself back, and didn't get home till about 2 o'clock in the morning. After I had worked 8.5, 9 hours that day. Crazy. But like I said, like, they only call you when they need something. It's like he wasn't calling me regularly to like really check in on me, see how I was doing, see if I needed anything, see if there's anything he could do to help me. He was only ever calling me to help him. And it was just, those are those one-sided relationships. They don't really care about you. They only care about themselves. Okay? So if they're only calling you when they need something, it's more than likely that they don't really care about you. Or like that emotional dumping I'm talking about, like, and when I say emotionally dump, I mean like, they're having a rough time, they're going through some things, and now all of a sudden they're calling you, and they're like, they're only ever call you with mess. It's never good news, or it's never like productive things or positive things going on. It's always like, well, I got this going on and I got that and blah blah. It's like you got your own stuff going on. They don't even call you to see if you have the capacity to handle what they're calling you for. It's like, because you could be very well going through your own stuff. You could be having your own financial issues, and you could be, you had a recent loss. You could have lost a job or lost someone in your family, or you just are in a depression and a down slump because of just stuff happens in life, and they don't even check to see what's going on with you. They're only concerned with you, and the one time you tell them like, I can't really talk to you right now, like I got my own stuff, then they want to sit there and call you selfish, like, oh, you only care about yourself. It's like, but you only care about yourself because you only call me when you want to dump on me. And a lot of times you got to understand, especially if you're an empath, the reason why people do that is because you're one of the only people who's like really going to listen to them. Empaths like have an insane ability to really connect with people, and people can feel that energetically. They may not be able to explain it, but they can feel it when they talk to you. That's why, and it's such a relief. Like, you have such healing energy that these people, when they do those things, like they emotionally dump on you, when they only call you when they need something, it's because they know deep down inside that you're one of the only people who would do something like that. But it fucks with them as soon as you cut them off, though. Once that cutoff happens, it's the O for them. They don't know how to feel after that. But those are not your friends, guys. So let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is they're not growing with you. Let that sink in for just a second. They're not growing with you. And what do I mean by that? In life, we're always moving in different directions. And things change in our lives. And there are events that happen in our lives that make us have to grow, whether that be emotionally, it makes us grow physically, financially. You get a better promotion at your job. You get a big promotion, you get a better job. And this comes with more income. This comes with, your ability to buy different things and go to different places. And your friends may not have, some of your friends may not have that same ambition. Some of them are comfortable with being in the same spot. Some of them don't have the capacity to move past their comfort zone. It's like they may have the capabilities. I'm not saying that everybody got to go, climb up the ladder at their job and try to be a part of management and all of that, because that's just not for everybody. But as far as like their life goes, like, they could have a special skill that they could be profiting off of, and they could start a business. They have the capabilities, they have the tenacity, they have all of that. They could be doing that, but they're choosing not to, you know. 10:10 on my timer. And they just want to stay in the same spot. They're comfortable being in that tiny little apartment that they complain about all the time. You know, instead of moving, they just deal with it because it's easier. And it's like, but you're moving up and moving on to different things. You're experiencing different things. You want to experience different things. You know, you want to go on those vacations. You want to travel the world. You want to expand, and they just are comfortable staying in their little box. If they're not growing with you and they don't want to grow with you, like, they may say that they want to experience those things with you, but they either want you to foot the bill for them, or, you know, or they don't want you to have it because they can't get to it. So this is when you have to decide, like, is it worth sticking around with this person, or should I move forward with my life? And I say move forward. Keep moving forward. And sometimes friendships will just fall apart. 11:11 my timer. They will gradually fall off, because, like, if you're moving in two different directions and that person's not trying to move with you, they gonna fall off eventually. But honestly, a lot of times, like, when you don't see growth in people, it was because you guys were familiar with something. Like, I remember one of my former best friends, I realized that the only reason why that we were friends was because we complained together. I used to complain a lot. I used to complain a lot about different stuff, about the people at my job, about the apartment complexes. Like, it just, that's what we talked on the phone a lot about. Like, oh my God, and this person, and this, and this, and blah, blah, blah. Do you remember this? And I was, oh my God, so, like, all the time. It was energy like that all the time. And now looking back at it, it was like, that's really the only reason why we were friends, is because we had someone to complain with. But it wasn't because she really liked me or anything like that. She had someone that could relate to her misery. Misery loves company. You know? So it's like, that's sometimes when you're moving up, you know, when you're elevating, when you're leveling up spiritually, financially, emotionally, when you're leveling up, you will see a lot of people falling off because they're just not ready and they're just not there with you, and that's okay. But don't try to hang on to these people just because you have history. That history don't mean shit, honestly. Because when you start looking back at stuff, you'll start realizing, like, that shit was never real. Because these people don't really like you. Because look, which is it's my last point, so I'll circle back to this. But you'll see how people really truly feel about you. So let's move on to number 4, because I'm gonna circle back with this last point. Actually, I'm just gonna switch them. I'm gonna switch it. So my next point is, they don't support you. So this is tying into to number 3. So number 4 is, they don't support you. And why I bring that up, because when you're moving on into, you know, different ventures in your life, look at how people talk to you and how they're there for you. Like, they may be clapping for you. They might be, oh, good for you. But it's not genuine. A lot of them hate that you're moving up and moving on, and that you're doing better than them. That they can't stand to see that. That's when you'll start seeing people who you thought were your friends start to sabotage you. And when I say, like, they don't support you, like, say you have a business that you just opened and your friends don't come to support your business. You know, because I always said, like, if one of my friends starts a business, like, I'm gonna be in there the first day with, you know, I'm gonna be like, give me one of everything. You know, I'm gonna put some money in your pocket. You know, or the friends that ask for discounts and stuff at your business, like, oh, well, can I get a friend's discount? Can I get a family discount from you? And it's like, no, pay the full price like everybody else. If you really want to support me, then put the money in my pocket so that I can, you know, get this done. And maybe down the line, I will give you a discount because, like, well, you've supported me so much. Here's that, you know, here's this back. I'll give you, you know, definitely you can have 50% off. You can have 75% off. I'll give this to you for less than everybody else that pays for this shirt. Or I even might give you the prototypes or whatever to wear. You know, like, there are perks that come with people who support you, but these people don't really want to support you. They just want to benefit off of you in some way. That's how you know that they really not your friend. So let's go to the last point, and it's they gossip about other people to you. And the reason why this is so important to me when it comes down to this topic about these people not being your friend is because if they gossiping about other people to you, they're gossiping about you to other people. If you get on the phone with these folks and or you and y'all go to lunch or dinner or whatever, and all they talking about is this person over here and what they got going on, and oh well she did this and she was cheating over here and she was blah blah blah, I guarantee you that whatever business that you told them at that table or on that phone call, they're going back and telling their other friends about what you got going on in your life. And those people who will gossip about you when you're not around, those aren't your friends. Or say that you're in a group of people, or like, you got acquaintances or whatever, and you're all friends or whatever. And when you get alone with this person, now they're like, oh, well, such and such said XYZ about you. And it's like, why did they feel comfortable enough to say that to you about me while I wasn't there? Right? If they felt comfortable enough to have that conversation with you, with them, if they felt comfortable enough to have that conversation with them while you weren't present, that means that they talking negatively about you with each other. And it's like neither one of those people truly like you, and you don't have to hang on to those people. You can let them go. Absolutely let them go. So that was my message. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Let me know if you want a part 2, because I definitely have a few more points on this, but I'll be making another couple of videos similar to this, so let me know if you guys like them. But it's your girl K Divine, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.